What's up, guys? Flippin' Steve back today to talk about my thought process when I'm looking to gamble / speculate on players that have kind of fallen out of the favor in the hobby or of the hobby for one reason or another, and I'm hoping that they can have a comeback. And I'm going to get into that, talk about my thought process. But first, if you guys didn't catch my national video that I put out yesterday about the national giveaway, yes, a free trip given away on the channel, go back and watch it. You're running out of time. Tomorrow, Sunday, the winner will be announced. We got 2 more spots to get people entered for a chance to win. So let's go ahead and get into this. I want to do this video because often you see people talk about buying cards that they want to flip and they hope they're going to go up in value, this, that, and the other, but they never give you the thought process behind it. They just say, I bought it and I either won on it or I lost on it. So at least I'm going to give you guys my thought process. Whether you agree or not on the decisions that I make, that's one other thing. This really has nothing to do with the cards or the players that I'm actually buying, as opposed as it does just my thought process that goes into it. If you kind of use this process, you will kind of keep yourself safe. You will lose, you will win, but a majority time you will limit the amount of your losses when you do lose. So, first thing I want to talk about is, your expectations. Because I'm speculating on long shot players, my expectations are going to be really low. There's going to be a low percentage of said players recovering in the hobby, making a comeback, doing whatever it may be. So I know that my chances of losing are probably higher than my chances of winning. And I expect that, all right? I expect that so that when it happens, it's not a Debbie Downer. You always want to win, but when you don't, especially if you expect it, you're prepared. This is all about planning. The next thing I want to talk about is budget, and also worst case and best case scenarios, okay? It's very important that you set a budget. If you just start spending tons and tons and tons of money on the same player and putting a lot of your eggs in one basket, and you just can't stop because you're finding good deals, a lot of times you can get yourself into more trouble than it's worth. All right, try to give yourself a budget. This is what I want to spend. Once I reach it, no matter if I've bought 3 cards or 10 cards, once I reach it, I'm done prospecting on this player. That way you don't get yourself over leveraged or in too deep. All right, expectations, or worst case scenario, best case scenario. So in this, my budget is $1,000. And I'm going into this with the worst case scenario that if everything flops, nothing works out for me, that hopefully my cards will still, retain or maintain 40% of their value. So I'm going into this with, I'm investing or I'm spending $1,000 up front. Worst case scenario is if I have to sell all these cards off, at least hopefully I still recover $400 of my $1,000. Best case scenario, and this is risk reward, basically what I'm talking about right now. And the best case scenario would be like these could triple in value. They could 4x. So I could be looking at $1,000 and $1,000 up front in the hopes of getting back $3,000 to $4,000 to the risk of losing $600. So that's what I'm looking at. I could lose $600, but I could make $2,500. So I like those odds. I like those chances. I like my risk versus my reward, even though my chances of winning are not very high. I might have a 20 or 30% chance of this player, even being relevant, okay? But if he becomes relevant, I like my reward versus what I had to put in, if that makes any sense to you guys. All right, again, remember, stay strict to your budget. You also want to have an end game. By end game, I mean who, where, when you want to sell these cards. Now, for myself, I'm going to have to wait for this player to get an opportunity, and with opportunity comes news, and that's probably what I'm going to want to sell, not necessarily performance. This player may not even get a chance to play, but again, when you're buying players that are already playing and have expectations, whether they be high or really, they're players that are already performing well or are just hyped because, they were just drafted or they just got a starting position, they're on a new team. you're already spending a lot of money up front. There's a lot of cards and a lot of players that are already overpriced. They have a lot of stuff baked into them, and it's hard to prospect on those. It's always easier to make money off of a card that's lower, that's in the gutter, that is just falling off, out of everybody's minds and thoughts. It's always easier for those cards to recover than it is a card that already has value baked into it. Because when a card has money or value already baked into it, then you have to exceed the expectations of what's already in that card. If a card already has low or no expectations, it doesn't take much to get a return. So again, my end game is to hope that this player gets a starting position. Something happens with the players that are starting over him. He gets a second chance in the hobby, and then that's when I'll look to move these. And if that doesn't happen, I'm already prepared to take my loss. Now, when I go looking at cards, I'm going to look at what am I going to buy? And I'm going to have to buy cards that are popular in the hobby, parallels, not base. Look for maybe some RPAs, maybe look for some silvers and things like that. I'll show you a stack of stuff that I do have. And again, when I look at who I'm going to buy, I've already touched on this a little bit. I'm going to look for someone that has fallen out of favor with the hobby, that nobody's thinking about, that nobody's talking about. But there has to be a glimmer of hope. There has to be a ray of light somewhere where this person does have a possibility to have some sort of recovery. So I'm going to look for a player that's still in the league, probably changed scenery or gone to a new team, has showed talent in the past, is still young, and has gone into a situation where people actually collect cards of this team. So it'd be a good market and a team that can be successful, a team that can be good, a team that can be competitive in the NFL. And I kind of feel like in some situations, a no-fail or a no-fail situation for a player if they were to be thrust into a starting role. So now that I've got all that all the way, most of my thought process, at least some of it, hopefully it's helpful. I'm going to go ahead and tell you the player and show you the cards that I've been buying. I didn't tell you this right off the bat because I know you would have laughed at me and you would have turned the video right off, and fair enough. A lot of people have written this player off, but I'm looking at the risk versus reward and my possibility of maybe capitalizing on a comeback out of this player. And right now, the player that I've put some money into is Sam Darnold, now with the San Francisco 49ers. To me, it just makes sense. I know you have Brock Purdy there. I know you have Trey Lance there. But they brought in Sam Darnold for a reason. Kyle Shanahan likes developing young quarterbacks. He likes to prove what he can do. And I'm not here to sell you on Sam Darnold. Again, this is just some more of my thought process. In fact, I would deter you from buying Sam Darnold cards because of the risk involved. Right now, I'm playing with house money, as I did a video that was a precursor to this video a while back, but it's been so long, maybe you guys have forgotten about it, where I had made a lot of money selling Jordan Love. I spent some of that on personal items. I put all that money back into the bank, and then what profit I had left over after that, I wanted to gamble again and buy into another player. So you may be asking yourself, what can $1,000 get you in Sam Darnold cards in today's market? And basically, if you want to spend $1,000 on Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, any of the young proven, and I'm going to say proven because they've played well, young quarterbacks, you're not going to get very far. But you would be surprised in today's market what you can get yourself in Sam Darnold cards, and cross your fingers and hope that you get lucky. And I'm going to show you guys some of the cards right now. I'll try to show them to you right here, and if I can, I'll have to turn the camera around. Also included in this $1,000 purchase, and I think it's a total of 15 cards. So when you do the math, 15 cards, $1,000, you're looking at about $67 per card to recoup, to break even. So $67, 15 cards, that's what I would have to sell to break even. Now, when I went into this, I told you, worst case scenario, they go down 60%. Now I got to get back $400. Now I'm looking at about $27 per card. So when I look at my worst case scenario going in and I say, in order to recoup my worst case scenario, I need to make $27 per card. Again, that's why I look at this like this way. Now the first two cards here are going to be two different quarterbacks, and then I got 13 Sam Darnold cards to show you. So $1,000 for all 15 of these cards. The first one is just a Mike White optic, and this is an Aqua out of 149. You never know what could happen if there was a Tua injury in Miami, and he comes in with that high-powered offense. And the second card, probably the best card out of all of these, and the most expensive, is a Jared Goff 2016 Blue Prism PSA 10, and this one's numbered out of 199. Just a great looking card. It's a color match to boot with the serial numbering in a PSA 10. Now the rest of these are going to be Sam Darnold, and you'll be surprised how much Sam Darnold these days you can get for approximately, I guess, 900, 800, 900 bucks, considering that these other two cards were also in that $1,000 budget. I have a select tie-dye of the premier level. Now this is a die cut. I am not a fan of die cut cards, but this is numbered out of 25. It is the popular tie-dye. It is a booty die cut, but die cut. But you know, for like 10 or 15 bucks, whatever I paid for this, I like that. And I have the capability of getting that slabbed as well. I have a select rookie card concourse here. This is the pink. This one is numbered out of 10. Again, a card numbered out of 10. I picked this up for 20 bucks. If this was Josh Allen, just imagine a Josh Allen out of 10. I'm not comparing the quarterbacks, but I'm just saying the possibilities. And then a select field level red numbered out of 49. Again, these are all raw, so just by slabbing these, I could slightly increase the value. I do have an immaculate RPA here with a nice piece of jersey out of 25 on card auto. And we have the immaculate green, again, color match out of 12 RPA on card auto. And this one's out of 12. So go figure, two really high-end, nice rookie cards. And I'm looking to recoup 400 bucks. If things work out, this can be $400 by itself. If things work out, these five cards I already showed you could be $1,000, which means the entire rest of this lot would just be profit. There's just so many opportunities when you go high risk, high reward, but you have low price point. Very key. I didn't mention that, but low price point. That's why I'm speculating on guys that are in the gutter, for lack of a better term. Got a teal velocity optic in a PSA 10. This is a case hit. Got a green pulsar. Now these aren't super rare, but this isn't a BGS 10 pristine, so that sets it apart from a PSA 10. Semi-color match. It's a neon green as opposed to a regular green. 2018 Prism green crystals in a PSA 10. This one's numbered out of 75. Good looking card with the color match and the crystals. Regular, am I saying 2017? Regular 2018 Prism rookie card silver. If you guys know anything about the 2018 year, the first year that the silvers were a parallel, they're very tough to get, and they're very highly priced if the player is good, if it's a good rookie card, like a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson from this set. We got 2 times on the select field level silvers in PSA 10. We have a select field level copper in a PSA 10, and this is numbered out of 75. And to round it all off, we have a concourse select in a PSA 10 of the tie-dye. All right, and this is also numbered out of 25. So there you have it. There's a stack of 13 Sam Darnold cards with a Jared Goff and a Mike White that I'm invested for $1,000 across the board on this entire lot. In worst case scenario, I take a 60% hit and I recover 400 of my dollars at $26, $27 per card. So that's my mindset. Best case scenario, we'll get into that if that happens. Best case scenario, I make money, I flip, it's successful. All right, guys, tell me what you think below. Again, this is not about my decision. I don't need the comment saying, Sam Darnold sucks, he'll never be anything. Hey, that's already kind of my mindset. I'm just looking at the opportunity. But give me your thought process, all right? You don't have to tell me who you're buying. That's not what this is about. This is about your thought process. This is about your budgeting. This is about being smart and, willing to accept the loss at a gamble of winning is sometimes smart. You just got to limit it, and you got to know what you want to do, and you got to be disciplined. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. Get yourself entered for that national giveaway. I'd love to see you and hang out the national. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will see you tomorrow night on Off Centered. Take it easy.